As a day trader, our main focus should be to stay live in this game as long as possible. And the only way we can stay live is by having a proper risk management strategy. Now, a lot of traders, when they get started or are trading, they focus on what strategies they should focus on, how they should approach the market, how they should chart, and all these other great things. While these things are great, they are not enough to keep you alive. In this video, I want to talk about my risk management plan, how you guys can build a risk management plan. I'm going to talk about position sizing, and I'm going to talk about R multiply. Now, I'm talking about things that most traders don't like. That isn't amazing, that isn't, a shiny object, that this is important. If you want to see other must-have things, check out our free Telegram channel in which we discuss all the important things about crypto and trading, analysis, strategies, news, and so on. So let's talk about the first component of my risk management plan, which is very trade I take. I have an idea of how much I'm losing and where I am exiting. So once again, before I take a trade, guys, any single trade, I know where the trade needs to go for me to be wrong and how much I will lose if I'm wrong. Now, most traders, when they take a trade, they go, well, if I buy this trade at $10 and goes to 15, I will make $5, or I'll make 50, or I'll make 5K. Traders get in this fantasy land of what they will make. Now, on a professional level, if you want to be here for a long period of time, you need to flip that. You need to go, well, where does any trade need to go for me to be wrong? That's where I will be placing my stop. So if I go long here, this trade may need to go to $9 for me to understand the invalidation point. That means if I'm wrong and I buy at $10, I will lose $1, right? So to just go to another example, would you risk $100 to make $1? Now, of course, the $1 is not guaranteed. You have a 50% chance that you will make $1 or a 50% chance you will lose $100. You most likely will not risk the $100 to make the $1 because it just doesn't make sense. But now, what if I said, would you risk $100 to make $1,000 and you maybe have a 55% chance of being right? Right now, you will maybe take the trade. So these numbers have to make sense of like what you are risking and what your reward is. So for basic examples, basic argument, once again, if I'm buying this at $10 and this does go to $12, I'm basically making $2 if I'm right. And if I'm wrong, I'm essentially risking $1. So in that trade, my potential R is 2-1. So I'm risking about $1 to potentially make 2. So that's how I look at trades from a risk perspective whenever I take a trade. The next thing is how much do I risk? That is all contingent on my account size. Right now, if you're risking $1 and I can only lose $10 per account, the most I should be able to buy is 10 shares or 10 contracts. And 10 contracts or 10 shares are essentially going to be $100 in cost. So I'm paying $100, I'm risking $1 and I have 10 shares. That means if I buy 10 shares at $10 and those 10 shares go to $9, I will only lose $10. That is what I mean by position sizing. That is what I mean by you need to look at your account size. Now, obviously, when you get to a more consistent level, your risk will be altered. There are traders, for me personally, that I increase my size, increase my risk depending on the day setups, depending on the market conditions. But if I go back to the beginning days, I would keep my risk consistent until I find profitability, and then I would look so alter size. So you also have to understand what stage you are in. Okay, another thing I want to talk about really quickly is working capital, meaning capital invested into trade and risk. I see a lot of traders, they will see that I've taken a position where I put $100,000 in and they're like, well, because he put $100,000 in, he's risking $100,000. No, guys, just because someone invested 100K doesn't mean he or she is risking that. And that is not what you should do. This is the point of understanding stop loss placing. To realize this, you need to mess around in TradingView with stop loss or take profit, and also check our previous videos about trading. So that's the first component of positioning sizing, placing your stops and taking from the R multiplied. One main thing that everyone should focus on is something called R. This is something that I focus on a lot. I always say, guys, don't look at the final number of my trades. Look at what I risk to make that trade make that amount, right? So if you see me make 30K and you see anyone make 30 grand, right? The first question is, what did this person risk? If I risk 30k to make 30k, I have a 1R trade. Now, this looks great as a final number, but doesn't really make sense for me to have 30k. So that's why it's really important to understand what you're risking in trades. Now, on the flip side, how R multiply works is the following, right? So when you have your red trade, how does it work? So it's the same exact concept. You buy at $10, you put the stop at $9. Now, if you sell at $9 because you plan to lose $1 and you lost $1, your R is -1R. But there are instances where your R is -3 or negative something. If you see your R ends up being more than -1R consistently, that means you're not following your stop. You are not executing at that number that you originally planned. So one time I had a negative 3.62 R. I lost 3.62 times what I actually lost in a particular trade, which is a big red flag. A few words of advice that I want to leave you guys, depending on what stage you're at. Understand there are two stages, right? One stage is a trader that's trying to find his or her way. They're trying to find probability. And the second is a trader that has found an edge, has found some probability, but they're trying to scale up. I'm assuming most people are in stage A. If you're in stage A, guys, keep your risk consistent. Focus on R. Don't increase your risk size. Try to find an edge, and your job here is to just stay alive. Just be able to take as many trades as you possibly can with the least amount of risk, the least amount of exposure. This is where you want to get practicing, where you want to test your strategies, test your setups, and just stay alive. Simple as that. If you're in stage B, this is where you have to be able to identify what trades require you to put on a little bit more size. I highly recommend to journal. Go back, journal all your trades, look at where your stops were, look at if you were wrong. Do those stops make sense? And if they do make sense, then look at the outcome of the trade. If you want to have more clear pieces of advice or strategies, check out our free Telegram channel where we teach, show strategies, talk about news, predictions, and so much else. We wish to have this at our time. Let's move on. Number 3, when you get into trades, just look at every trade from a downside perspective. This is the best advice I can give you. Traders, every trade you guys take, look at it. Well, if I take this trade, the cost of the trade is $200, meaning if I'm wrong, I will lose $200, and mentally accept that. You're wrong. Every time I take on a trade, I'm like, okay, this trade based on where my stop is, based on where this trade goes, I will be wrong based on my position sizing. I'm risking 4K, I'm risking 10K. So the cost of this trade is 10K. Because of the cost is 10K, does it also have room or potential to make me at least 2 times that? Can this trade that I'm risking 10K or making me 20K? Can this make me 2R? That mindset has helped me look at trading from much better point of view, and it also has drastically improved my trading on so many different levels. Just ask yourself a lot of trivial questions and try to think how you would feel in different scenarios. So protecting your downside is the most crucial thing. And with that being said, thank you so much guys for watching this video until the end. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video. And Michael was with you. Stay tuned. Bye.